We are going live in 3, 2.
They pop crowds. They pop corn. They pop culture. It's the lowdown.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the latest installment and the very first episode in 2023 of the Lowdown Popcast. I am the voice of PCW and the voice of Demons Football, Elliot Popston. And to my right is the founder of the hottest wrestling promotion in the Mid-Atlantic, owner and agent of Flyer Float Travel, where you can book your dream getaway at flyerfloattravel.com. He is the host and creator of Spirits with Shame. He can sell ice and Eskimo. New York's greatest export, Shane Dorr.
That made me chuckle. That meant a lot. Thank you.
Well, and to our left is podcast enthusiast, soon to be Kevin Nash's favorite podcaster. Just like his favorite wrestler, he's been known to outwork everyone, although some may argue he just works everyone, with his self-proclaimed hottest Funko Pop collection. Not your average wrestling mark, and newly crowned 7-time fantasy football champion, Handbook Johnathan Winburn.
Yeah, 2023 starting off great for me. Got that fantasy championship in the bag. It wasn't even close. It was a blowout.
Forget about it.
My game is postponed.
Even worse than Tennessee beating Clemson.
Oh. I went Titans. I was like, don't even play each other.
He was like, wait a minute. What?
Don't even play each other.
I did have to think on that for a second. I was like, is he drinking?
Nah, I wasn't like... so I still had Diggs playing, but I was up like 220 to 160. So and he was done. He was done. He was done. Not even close.
Well, I got Mixon in the game, so I'm on postponement until the game resumes. Speaking of the game, man, go ahead.
No, our thoughts and prayers go out to Damar Hamlin. For those of you who may have just not been paying attention to social media or pay attention to football. Last night, number 3, Damar Hamlin, safety, right? Safety. Went to tackle wide receiver T. Higgins. Damar Hamlin of Buffalo Bills went to tackle T. Higgins of Cincinnati Bengals. And just a freak accident, man. Just took a helmet to the chest, popped up. It looked like a normal tackle, popped up like nothing happened. Immediately passed out.
He was out.
He was gone, had to be resuscitated. CPR applied on the field, administered on the field. He was transported to the University of Cincinnati medical facility center. I forget the exact name of it. Currently listed in critical condition. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Damar Hamlin, his family.
24 years old, man.
24 years old.
I've watched a couple of medical things, and they said it really was it. You said freak accident, just one of those things where it was like the timing was, it just So something about the rhythm of the heartbeat, and he got hit right at the right time, and it basically just shocked it.
Yeah. So Lindsay worked on the cardiac care unit for a little while, and she man, my wife, when it comes to medical stuff, she can look at something and say, "Oh, this happened," and I keep telling her she needs to try and go for a doctorate because she's just so good at just pinpointing stuff and landing out there. But hey Jimmy, welcome to the show, man. We thoughts and prayers go out to him. She mentioned the thing that happened to Damar Hamlin. She called it commotio cordis, which is essentially where cardiac arrest happens due to a direct blow at the quote unquote wrong time of a cardiac cycle.
That's the most amazing thing and unfortunate thing about the whole thing is that it literally it's not like just one thing happened, right? You had to have all these things happen at the same exact time for this to happen or result in what it did. Well, watching it live was crazy, and I was messaging y'all and like, Johnathan, I don't even think you weren't even watching it yet.
I wasn't watching the football game, but I pulled up and saw the messages, and I went back because I recorded it, so I went back and started it, and saw the play. You know, I was just curious as to what happened, and it didn't. I mean, even the play didn't. I mean, nothing. I mean, he got popped pretty hard, but it wasn't. It didn't look like a. I mean, it was like a routine play. But man, after that, it was just. I mean, I do want, you know, I know that commend ESPN. I think they did, considering the situation, they did a very good job with the broadcast of kind of keeping everybody informed, but not being insensitive.
And people need to get off Skip Bayless's nuts too with that whole thing, because I look.
Well, they only take that first little snippet of his tweet, and then they don't go back and read anything else.
No, they were calling for canceling, and it was awful, man. And like
on go ahead. I'll just say it, but on the other side, Skip Bayless has got to know by now.
It was timing.
And you can't read sarcasm in a tweet.
No, I agree.
I mean,
but outside of a few people, I mean, for the most part, though, even on Twitter, like a lot of people, it was nothing but thoughts and prayers, good words about Damar. I mean, they talked about, I mean, his charity.
$3 million for toys.
Like, overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, Buffalo's fan base has always been one that, like, rallies behind anything that happened. But, I mean, you look at the way the coaches handled the situation, both coaches, not just Buffalo's, but Cincinnati's coach as well. I mean, he went to the hospital afterwards. I mean, they really... both teams and, you know, like the Cincinnati fans that were there were waiting outside the hospital, and they said that they were going to do a candlelight thing tonight at 8:55, which is what time the hit happened. I mean,
neither one of those teams were going to play that game last night.
Yeah,
that's what I love most. I think. Well, they were not playing, regardless of the NFL. NFL was going to make them play.
Yeah,
they said you got 5 minutes, warm up, back on the field.
The NFL came out and said they did not say that. ESPN said that they were in contact with somebody from the NFL, and they were saying 5 minutes. But the NFL came out and said that there was never a 5-minute discussion going to happen.
But ESPN did.
But ESPN did.
Who has more to lose in this situation? It'd be the NFL. They have to cover their butt.
Well, at the same time, they'd also have. So I think it comes down to, though, I don't know that a decision can be made that quickly, because you have to get the NFL Players Association also has to be involved.
A lot of hands.
That was my thing, kind of going back to the Skip thing, was the negativity that I did see on Twitter was all about they should just cancel the game, which everybody agreed with. Nobody was saying they shouldn't, but it wasn't, like you said, there's a lot of hands involved. It's not as simple as just being like, all right, the game's over. Like, you know, there's still a lot that that the league has to work out with the teams, and just, I mean, there was a lot of, you know, the TV. I mean, you know, like I think everybody had the best interest in mind. It was just, you know, it just takes a second to get, you know, some time to get everything figured out.
Do they resume that game right where they left off, or they started over?
I don't know if they play it.
Really?
Yeah, they've come out and said that they're not playing it this week.
Yeah, I do.
So,
they have to play it.
You know,
they have to.
It might just be they look at win percentage instead of win-loss.
We'll see. I mean, playoffs are supposed to start next week, so we'll see.
It'd be a weird day game. It's not going to be like normal, but
yeah. So again, thoughts and prayers go out to Damar Hamlin. You know, unfortunate situation, but we Lowdown Podcast sends our thoughts and prayers out to him and his family and the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals organization. But that being said, guys, we got a crazy show happening today. Started a new segment last week called Spirits with Shane. And Shane, what you got brewing for us today, man?
So today, an awesome shot. I'm a big Amaretto fan. The best Amaretto you can buy, Di Serrano. Everybody knows that. So it's a simple shot. It's the Amaretto Sidecar. Uh-oh. What was that?
Uh-oh. I thought that was an ooh. It says oh.
It definitely said uh-oh. Uh-oh. So it is an Amaretto Sidecar shot. It is Amaretto, Di Serrano. It is triple sec, and then lime or lemon juice. That is it. So here's to this episode of the Lowdown Popcast.
And
to the Hamlin family.
And 2023.
2023.
Very first episode of 2023.
And forgiveness for anything that may be said on this show. Well, you're right. I don't apologize for that.
That tastes like a cherry Pepsi.
It does. It's really weird.
Gross. It does not taste like cherry Pepsi to me.
It will not.
It will not.
That was very nice.
Maybe I should say cherry cola or cherry Coke.
You cannot say Pepsi to Johnathan.
He's like
pickle Pepsi.
Oh my goodness. So speaking of pickles real quick.
That's what I thought about that shot.
Thank you. So it was better than the last week's shot.
Oh, 1,000 times better than the last week's shot.
It was a very good aftertaste.
It was better than last week's.
Thank you.
But speaking of pickles, so a couple weeks ago, Revolution and them did a tea with pickle. It was called pickle pear or something like that. And I told you, I was like,
prickly pear.
No, there was one that was it was just called pickle tea. And I was like, yeah, I'm not trying that. That's the one tea I will not try. So I thought it was just their flavoring was pickle, but I actually looked at their like recipe card, and it's like a normal tea, and then at the very bottom it says like so many ounces of pickle juice, and I was like, yep, no, not having that.
Disgusting.
Gross.
Oh man, that's funny. Well, guys, we got some crazy stuff happening in the wrestling world locally. Locally, new set to appear on AEW as well. But before we get into the national stuff, locally there were some I'm going to say allegations.
Okay, churching it up there, Elliot.
You know, I mean, I just let the story unfold. You know, right now I'm here in South Carolina, but my phone says I'm in Norcross, Georgia. But anywho, we're gonna open up a can, is what we're about to do.
I'm gonna open it, drink it, and close it.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
About to open up a can and whoop.
I don't know, man. Like, all right, Elliot, you've been in the wrestling business with me how long now?
Oh man, I didn't forget.
2017.
Yeah, 5-6 years.
Okay. I started PCW in 2015, right? And I'll never forget, like, in my mind, I wanted to go out and be different, right? And just like be different than what I've seen, different things I've heard about the wrestling business. I just want to be different. And, you know, in my almost 7 years doing this, you know, I've never once had, I've never screwed anybody, man. Like, people can say what they want, but I've always paid my bills. I've always paid my people. I've always taken care of talent. Never shorted nobody, and definitely never did anything like.
No, we're about it. We're going to touch on
about to talk about. I take that back. I did short Rob Killjoy $1 one time.
That's because he took a Pepsi.
Okay, so I
sorry, Jonathan.
So
should have shorted him more.
Well, I don't think I've ever told anybody this story, but Elliot, you weren't quite with us yet, I don't think. But
no, I know this story.
I was new to the business, man, and like I'm supplying all my own concessions. I'm selling the concessions. You know, I'm making the money off the concessions, and like I caught Rob Killjoy stealing one of my Pepsis from the concession stand.
Hey, what are you doing, eh?
So I took $1 out of his pay. So he comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, Mr. Promoter, man, I'm $1 short." I said, "No, you're not. You were even. You took one of my Pepsis." But it was just
sounds just like you,
brother. It was funny, and it was funny in the moment, and it's still funny.
I'm just gonna take it out without telling him. I'm just gonna put in PTO without telling somebody.
I never told him. I just gave him this exact envelope minus $1, and he literally counted it, and he's like, "Hey, boss man, you're short $1." I said, "No, I'm not. I saw you drinking one of my Pepsi."
Hey, boss man, I'm short of Pepsi.
But like, you know, I always wanted to be different, man. That was my big thing, and I've always been respectful and treated people right. But it's just a shame that here we are all these years later, and we're still encountering these people in the wrestling business, man. This wrestling business, as I've gotten older, you know, I was 24. I'm a 32-year-old man now. I've matured in a lot of ways, believe it or not. Yeah, you can give me that weird cockeye look, but I've matured in a lot of ways. I'm still immature in many. But what is that noise?
God dang it, Jonathan. Sorry. Freaking A.
You're like, speaking of immature. But yeah, so like I've matured in a lot of ways, but okay, I'm about to kill him.
My bad, go.
Just keep the volume down.
I thought it was
God.
that.
But
Don't know how to
just looking back and just looking through the pro wrestling business today, man, and the indie scene, and just looking and seeing some of these people that are still involved in the business that shouldn't be involved in the business, that have no place in the business, doing things that should immediately prohibit or have anyone that wants anything to do with them. You know what I mean? You know, you got this guy out in North Carolina today. You know, I'm going to shoot straight. I'm not going to use last names. I am going to be safe. But you know, Zach and
allegedly
in North Carolina, you know, he is a shady person. Somebody I've never been friends with on Facebook. Very shady individual, and he's had multiple companies and multiple stories about how he agrees to pay people and doesn't pay them, develops a new company, starts a new company. It's like a cyclical with him, you know, just keeps going on. People keep going to work for him. That's the problem. You know, I think people enable these bad promoters by continuing to do business with them. You know what I mean? But you know, even worse, it comes out today that he's you know, sending messages to either what he thought was a 14 or 15-year-old underage girl, calling her honey and baby, and they need to cuddle, and how he's got a daughter her age. And to me, it's just absolutely sickening. You know, we're three guys here that we have kids, right?
Oh, yeah.
We have kids. You have a kid that age. You have two. One's a daughter, and I have two daughters. I just can't imagine what I would do in the situation if it was my daughter he was talking to, right? And it's just absolutely despicable. It's sickening. It's even worse that people are still enabling this behavior, enabling these actions of these people by continuing to do business with them. And I think it's a horrible, horrible outlook, or it's a horrible look on anybody that does business with them or him, you know, it's still in the business. But it's just that it's absolutely sickening, man. And you know, then you got other people. You know, you got this Clemson teaching clown named Thomas, who looks something like straight up something out of The Hills Have Eyes. Looks absolutely horrible. And he's just envision that. And, you know, he's always talking like he's fat shaming people. You know, he's from several people, pedophilia in his own way, like toward little boys, younger boys, like 14, 15-year-old boys. I've had messages from female talent whom I trust greatly, no longer in the business, but one of the sweetest people I've ever met, and you know her, and you know, telling me about this story about when she was in the business at this certain company, something he said to her about, honey, you don't have the right parts that, you know, that I like, you know, but if so-and-so, who was 15 at the time, was naked, I would enjoy it a lot more. You know, these are people that should not be, they have no place in this business. They have no place, any involvement at all. And it's absolutely sickening, man, because you have good people out here, right? You have good people like, you know, you have Tracy Myers, you had Brian Kanabrowski, you have Adam Duke now is up in North Carolina, myself, you have Cole Maccabee, Jimmy Ward, all good people that are in the business trying to somewhat revive and keep a positive image and a positive look on professional wrestling. But then you got all these other people that just, you know, they receive a tax refund and they got to run a show, and they make wrestling in its entirety look awful, and then they're doing things like, you know, engaged in conversations or activities with underage kids, and it's just sickening, and it bothers me, and I just don't get it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm right there with you, man. You know, anytime somebody wants to harm or be inappropriate with a kid, I just, you know, take them around back and I just want to take them around back and just beat the mess out of them.
I was gonna say, you said it didn't have no place in the wrestling business. It
doesn't
have a place, period, not just business.
I completely agree. We're just talking. I'm talking professional wrestling. It's just a topic on my mind, but absolutely, it serves no, like, it doesn't have any place. It's awful, man. It's just been bothering me all day because you got you got Thomas, little dick syndrome.
Well, it's the outlaw mud shows are just too much for him.
Man, it's just, I don't know. It's absolutely,
whether you're AWL, whether you're PCW, whether you're Pro Wrestling Union, whether you're CPW, all of us outlaw wrestling mud shows are the worst thing on the planet. We have quote unquote no good leadership in the locker room.
Yeah. I can tell
we're the carnies, right?
Let me tell you, man, Elliot, you're part of Palmetto Championship Wrestling. You're associated with the Palmetto Wrestling Academy. Palmetto Wrestling Academy, who's had a couple underage trainees. Erica, who now just turned 18. Then you have Cheyenne, who's 15 or 16. What do you think would happen if anybody messed with either of those two girls?
Oh, they get killed.
You have
very close to it.
You have a school of 40 people led by one of the I call him one of the most genuine human beings on this planet, who protects his students and makes sure they're put in positions to succeed. And if anything like that ever happened to any of those two, man, like you would literally have a small army. Like that's the protection they have of not just females, but just kids, man. And I don't know, it's just absolutely sickening.
So, guys, we're gonna go to the phone lines. We got a couple of you on here, so we're gonna let you on, let you say your piece, ask a question. We are gonna ask you respect other people's time as well. But our first caller right here, right now in the Lowdown Podcast. Introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are. Feel free to make a plug, and welcome to the show.
Guys, how are you?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Well, this will be the second one I've been on today, but alas, it is the first time for being here with you fine gentlemen, and it's great to talk to y'all again. Elliot, I greatly appreciate you reaching out to me earlier. What was that, last week, man? That just goes to show type of man you are, and brother, I appreciate you.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, man.
Yep. Shane, how you been, buddy?
Good, sir. How are you?
Doing just fine. From one transplant to another, man, people may not realize how much of a dent we put in stuff down here, but seems to be shaking things up a bit, right?
Hey, we trying.
Yeah. So anyway, look, they've beat the dead horse on this dude all day. There's no place in this business. There's no place in this planet for trash like this. And it is what it is. Now, that's just one of the situations that thankfully I'm not involved in this. So I eradicated myself or any involvement with them earlier in the day. As I said, I've had a few conversations with the dude in question, and somebody brought up a funny point. They said, why would anybody go after a kid? Why would they do that? And I was like, well, you got to figure, if they're not working with much, they got to find somebody who doesn't know any better. That's the only thing I could come up with. And that's comedic relief, but it's still a sick analogy. Reality is, dude, I don't understand what the illusion is for them. I don't get it. It doesn't compute in my brain. So,
and what's crazy is having a conversation with Tracy Myers out of AML today. Nobody realized that his upcoming show was at a middle school. So that in itself explains a lot,
yeah.
So he's definitely praying, like, not in the good way.
With an E.
Yeah, with an EY.
Yeah.
Not an AY. Yeah. But he's praying upon, these kids, man. And it's so out in the open. It's so blatantly obvious. So if I see anybody that's friends with this guy on social media, if I see anybody that's working his shows, let it be known that said person, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the top star in the Indies. I don't care if you're a local WWE or former WWE guy. If you work on his shows, you will never, ever have any sort of association with my company, period.
Well, and I would just say, hey, first because I wouldn't know if it wasn't for some of the connections I have. Yeah. I'd have no idea what's going on, who people are talking about. So I would just err on the side of caution, just saying, hey, if you see somebody that maybe is a good talent, and maybe they just don't do Facebook much. Some people just stick to Instagram or whatever. Just maybe reach out to them and say, hey, FYI, this is what's going down with this dude. You have a choice whether you can affiliate with him or not. If you do, no, you're not working for us.
Yeah, and think of this, man. Like, what's crazy is
just like AWL did today.
Yeah, and
right.
Tracy
CPW.
Tracy called that school, and rest assured that show's not happening.
Yeah,
and then through his other company that he so had, or so to speak, had 50% ownership stake in, they listed a show that was not even happening, man. And this poster just went out yesterday. Collecting money. Somebody called the venue.
Yeah, it was a high school.
It was a high school, ironically. Somebody knew the principal of the school, and the principal was like, nope, this show's not happening here. They came once, and we said that we wouldn't allow them back again. So goes to show you, man. People like this don't deserve a place in, I hate to say it, in life. I hate to say that because I always try to find the good in everybody, right? But there's just some lines you don't ever cross, and when you do, there's no getting back with me, in my mind.
Right. And, I agree with you guys on that. And to anybody out there, for what it's worth, wherever I go, whoever I talk to, I've never had an issue with most of the places I've worked. You know what I mean? And I've never worked for you guys, but I've had no problem promoting you guys because of you're all cool people. So that goes a long way with me. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I don't have to get paid by you to do for you. And the people that, look at it that way, you're blind. Reality is, Shane, you were one of the first people I ever reached out to in the Indies when I got an offer. Because I was like, oh, this dude, looks like he knows what he's doing. Look at his product. His product looks awesome. Let me talk to him. And, we didn't talk a whole lot in the beginning, but then as time went on, it was just like, man, they're a cool company. They're cool people. I think highly of what Ethan does down there at the school. I think highly of, the product you guys have. Anybody who doesn't recognize Elliot as one of the great announcers of the region, put the pipe down, please, because
I
you're
appreciate
wrong.
that, man.
And dude, I'm with y'all. The trash don't belong here. It's time to start taking trash out. But at this point, I'm fighting a whole nother trash battle that's not even getting really acknowledged yet. It's not even being put out yet because we're waiting until we get a little bit more information. But we got a scammer in our midst, guys. They're actually going and using the name of professional wrestling, going to local businesses, asking for sponsorship money. There's no show.
Yeah. That's one of the guys in Upstate, right?
I don't know who it is.
I saw something about that. I don't remember the guy's name, but yeah.
But man, all I know,
it's very quiet right now. I'll put it that way. It's just being held quiet long enough for us to find a person.
All I know, man, is, and I'll finish this. Ron's call with this is, if your name is Thomas, Zach, or if you're an Eagle, get out of the business, bro. Just get out. Get out.
Oh, he's going to open up a new spot in Gaffney is the latest I've heard on that. But
the only thing that should open up for him is a jail cell. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just
or a coffin.
Well,
Saint, before we let you go, anything you want to plug, man?
Sure. You can catch me Thursday nights on the Thursday Night Indie Spotlight on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff. Or you can catch my show on Sunday, 4 p.m., all those same places, or you can download it at all your major podcast platforms except for Podbean, because I had never heard of it until today.
Very cool, man. Hey, we appreciate you calling in. We appreciate you sharing some stuff with us and giving your input. Guys, anyone else who was calling in and wants to call back, feel free to do so.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all very much. Love you guys.
Yeah, man. We'll
Appreciate
see
you, sir.
Guys, that was
I like that dude, man.
Ron DeSaint Emerson. My bad.
No, I'm just thinking of that story. Remember the story?
Yeah, I do remember the story.
Hey, how did it go?
So, all right, so
I don't think Ron knows the story.
Ron may not know this story.
This is gonna be great. Give me a shot.
It's quite funny.
I love it. It's one of my favorite stories.
So here's what had happened.
What
happened was, so Shane's telling us that he's going to be on this podcast, right? And he said, yeah, I'm going to be talking about some stuff with the Saint. We're like, who's the Saint? And he's like, oh, I can't tell you. It's code or kayfabe, whatever.
Yeah, kayfabe.
It's the Saint. So
nobody knows his real name.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, whatever. So we flip over to the interview, and Ron says, guys, I'm Ron DeSaint Emerson. I'm like, his name is Ron.
See, Ron ruined it himself because he could have gotten away with it. Nobody would have known his name.
What's up, guys? I'm Ron DeSaint Emerson.
Oh, Jesus, I tried. Kayfabe doesn't exist no more.
You mean Ron?
Oh. Oops.
So, going through some stuff real quick.
Go figure, Jimmy, right?
In game. Thanks for liking the show. Glad you could be here. Feel free to comment, call in.
Love the movie.
Jimmy, appreciate you being on too, sir. Jimmy, for those of you who don't know, Jimmy,
I wish Jimmy would call. Grow a pair.
Oh,
I got 2 shots at me now, Jimmy. Yeah.
What was that?
I got 2 shots at me, soon to be 3, brother.
Yeah, guys, feel free to hit that call button and call in, and yeah, it's fun. But yeah, Jimmy, Billy, welcome back to the show. We appreciate you being here and joining the chat.
There you go, speaking for us again. We appreciate. No, we don't, Billy.
Billy, your mom hates you, Billy. Thanks for reminding me, guys. But yeah, so here we are. 2023 starting off with a bang. And normally what we do here is we do a little something.
Yeah.
A little bit of this.
A little bit of the bubbly.
You could get with this?
Or you could get with
That's
that.
Exactly right.
I need to find that. Find that sound file. That'd be nice.
Man, I love Di Serrano.
On the rocks. Di Serrano.
No,
on
straight.
the rocks.
Everything's room temp. I'm a room temp drinker.
So guys, with this or that, what we do here is Johnathan will ask this or that, and feel free to call in. Feel free to type it in yourself. Guys, we love interaction. And if you have this or that, hey, if you have this or that, fans,
yeah,
listeners, hey, share it with us.
Yeah. So what we could do is, because guys, just so you know, we don't script our shows, which is what I love most. But Johnathan names the this or that. Me and Elliot go off on it. Johnathan follows up on it. What we could do is if the fans suggest something, then we got all 3 of us
Boom.
in an involvement. So we would love that.
And if you want to call in, hey, just hit that telephone.
Unless your name's Jimmy.
Jimmy. Y'all heard about old Jimmy?
Little Jimmy.
He's stuck on that crack corn, but I don't care.
I ain't drinking enough for that, Elliot.
Oh, man. Anyways.
Hit us with it, Jimmy.
It's Big Jimmy.
Big Jimmy with a little Jimmy.
Big Jimmy. All right. So, guys, here we are. 7-time fantasy football champion. Handbook Johnathan Wimber is about to take away with this or that.
So I was going to start us off, but the Saint posted in the chat already, WrestleMania or the Super Bowl.
Oh, listen to that. Well, Can I go first?
Yeah. Wrestle Kingdom done.
Guys, don't forget Wrestle Kingdom is tomorrow morning, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So interestingly, before WrestleMania was 2 days, I'd probably say WrestleMania that intrigued me more, or interested me more. But the Super Bowl, man, that's the pinnacle of the National Football League. I think it's probably one of the most. I mean, it probably is the most watched sports game of the year, right? I just find it more.
Man, unless you ask WWE, then WrestleMania is the most watched.
Hey, how many people did you get? 60,000, 87,000. But so I think pre 2 days event, I would go WrestleMania. You know what? I'm gonna go back a little further than that. I'm gonna say pre 7 hour shows because I can't stand a 7-8 hour pay per view. I can't. I missed the 4, maybe 5 hour pay per views.
It's because you're getting older.
No,
old man.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do
Can't
with my
cut
age.
it no more.
Okay, sir.
It has everything to do with your age.
It has nothing to do with my age. It has to do with my patience. All right, it's just
Which has to do with your age.
no, it doesn't.
Or your hairline.
Shut up. Well, in that case, you'd be going down.
Your patience is getting thinner.
Yeah. Wow, you're a dick. But I don't know.
I don't have this smart for explicit.
But
Well,
and to Jimmy's point, I would rather watch the national championship over both. To be honest with you, but again, you take me back to WrestleMania 30. I think that was one of the greatest pay-per-views beginning to end, and I was there. I was blessed to be there. Johnathan, were you there at WrestleMania 30, New Orleans?
No, I went to 34.
That's right, Florida.
New Orleans.
Oh, back to New Orleans. Okay. So New Orleans is amazing.
That's where you always get confused because we always talk about it. So I was like, we were at different ones, but it was the same venue.
same venue, different place.
Dude, WrestleMania 30.
The Superdome, the Silver Dome,
I got
brother.
to witness that. It was awesome. And I don't know how it came across on TV, but the crowd ate him alive.
Oh, yeah.
They were pissed by the second and third time. But I would go Super Bowl. No, I'll go National Championship, Super Bowl, WrestleMania. That's me.
I would probably go national. I'd go national championship because I love college football. Then I would go WrestleMania. Then I would go Super Bowl. There's been years I've missed a Super Bowl and been completely okay with it. Or it gets like halftime. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch the highlights tomorrow.
I remember my first WrestleMania I saw in its entirety was WrestleMania 20, and I haven't missed one since. I've never missed a Super Bowl either that I know of. But
So we all three have different takes on it. So mine would be Super Bowl first,
Really?
then WrestleMania, then the college national championship.
what?
But I think
What is South Carolina's national championship?
It doesn't matter if they're in the championship.
I mean that would automatically put it first. But
Bandwagon.
well, that's different. I mean, it's never going to happen.
Never know.
Damn, going to you're
We'll
right.
go to 12. It might.
I figured you'd like that. But no, I think so.
He hates his own kind.
To me, the Super Bowl is always
Cox.
always a big event because it's not just the Super Bowl. You have the commercials. It's always the biggest thing for advertising. So that's always you get the movie trailers. You know
But
usually the best commercials.
I
So
just
it's
feel like the past 3 or 4 though, it's just been horrible. It just sucked.
what the Super Bowl?
No,
or
the commercials.
Both.
Yes.
Well, I think the biggest commercials are always the movie trailers, and because of COVID, I mean, movies
Here we go again.
haven't been the same. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day about movies about the summertime. Like you used to, back in the summertime, it used to be every week, like 2 or 3 blockbusters come
I
out.
feel you on that.
And like this
They're still
last couple
recovering.
of years, it's still like 1 or 2 maybe.
They're still recovering, man.
But from an event, as far as like having people over, having food, I think that's why WrestleMania would be second for me because I've had friends that enjoyed wrestling, but it's never been about like watching it as a group. And so the Super Bowl was always where you would have like parties and stuff.
You're more of a Royal Rumble Money in the Bank type of person.
Who likes
watch
Money
it.
in the Bank?
Well, anytime Brock's there.
But so
Or
I
could
would
be
always, you know, it would always be a get together for the Super Bowl. WrestleMania, I'd usually just watch maybe by myself. But now that I have people that enjoy wrestling as much as I do, it may be different.
And now that he's
Super
got
Bowl-
people involved in the wrestling business.
Super Bowl, I mean, you got halftime show, commercials. The whole thing is just an event all day. Like I would try to take off work to make sure I watch the Super Bowl. Like if I would try to take off work for WrestleMania too, but it's just always later. So
I took off work for the national championship.
But national championship, I mean, I wouldn't take
when
off
Clemson
work
was
for
at.
that. Yeah, well,
Clemson
that
was
makes
in it.
sense, yeah.
All right, so what we got next? This or that, Jonathan? We did a guess one.
I was just reading the comments. Somebody said they wanted to discuss chickens and tigers.
Chickens and tigers. I mean, chicken tastes good.
No, Jimmy, that would involve you having to call in. You know you ain't doing that. So go ahead, Jonathan.
Hey guys, this is Jimmy. This is calling talk about my Gamecocks. Go Cox! Spurs up. Hashtag hook 'em. Oh, whatever.
That's horns. Hook 'em horns.
I know. Well, you know,
close. Go ahead, Jonathan. What we got? This or that?
Muschamp.
Ugh.
So this one's not. I mean, that one was. Well, I guess that one was a little.
Muschamp or Spurrier?
Spurrier.
Even Elliot would agree.
Yeah. This one has nothing to do with wrestling. So this was just for me because growing up, I wish Brett was on. I kind of had this saved for him, but
he said he'll be on probably around 10 o'clock. FYI.
Maybe I can wait a week for that one then. So
dang it.
We'll do this one then. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Not movies.
Oh.
No, not movies.
Hold on. No. We did this one like last week, right? Oh, no, we did Batman Spider-Man.
Same thing. Well,
I'm going to go DC.
We know that. We know. But, all right, so from my perspective, of course, I was never big into comics, right? So I never got into anything comic related until the movies came out. So the only thing I can go off of is what I've seen. And I have to go Marvel just because it's from my perspective and what I know. It's just what's interested me most.
So I think we're not strictly talking about movies.
No.
We're just talking about overall. So for me, DC comic wise and like cartoons, were the leader. Where Marvel wins the movies. Now, my favorite. Batman was my favorite superhero, but my favorite group was X-Men. I've always been a big X-Men fan. I loved Wolverine.
See, I was more of a Cyclops guy.
Well,
explains a lot.
Yeah. Cyclops was a so.
Wow. What do you think, Jonathan? What about you?
So I like DC better.
I like Gambit. Gambit was my dude.
Even DC movies?
No, Marvel movies.
But
I'm talking about like.
Gotta ask.
I'm not just talking about like the cartoons or TV or movies or comics. Just more of like just from a roster like standpoint, like the superheroes versus villains. Which one would you prefer? I mean, there's a lot of Marvel that I didn't know until the movies. I mean, you had X-Men and like Spider-Man and
there's a lot
stuff like that. But even like DC, it just always felt like, I just knew those characters a lot better. I mean, Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Aquaman,
Arrow.
But I think that kind of takes back to growing up around the time or like watching Super Friends on Cartoon Network, like
Justice League.
You just got more exposure. I mean, pretty much the only cartoon you had the X-Men cartoon, and then Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man had a lot of like guests. Daredevil and stuff was on there, but they were just kind of like one-off appearances here or there.
Hey, do you remember Blade being on Spider-Man cartoon? You remember that? Mm-hmm. A lot of people forget that Blade is a Marvel character.
Well, that I know, but I didn't know he's in a cartoon. I would have to watch cartoons to know that.
So the Hanna-Barbera Batman was one of my favorites. So, but yeah, I would say DC overall. Although I do feel that Marvel does have the better movies.
All right. Next.
Well, I don't want to eat up too much time. We still got a lot to talk about.
One more. We'll get through it while I'm sipping on this.
Syrup. Sip it on. Opinion on the Punisher series.
There he goes, talking about something I don't know again.
You haven't watched the Punisher series?
He doesn't watch
he doesn't watch episodic TV because he sucks.
Yeah.
Or swallows. Excuse me.
Made me choke on my Disaronno. Go ahead.
I lost my train of thought there for a minute.
Funny Jimmy.
We don't rehearse anything for this show, Jimmy.
What's Funny Jimmy?
Those Funny Jimmy imitations sound awfully rehearsed, is what he said.
I wish you could see in our room. We have a table with 3 mics and a computer and a soundboard and alcohol. That is it.
And some loaded teas.
Yeah,
So
loaded teas from Revolution Nutrition.
Saint, in my opinion, for the Punisher, I watched the first season, no problem. Second season, I got like 1 or 2 episodes in, and it was just too dark for me. I had to shut it off.
Hey, Saint, suck it. All right, last one, Jonathan.
Wow.
So this is not.
He said I'm broken.
This is more of a this or that for each of us, not a this or that that we have to comment on. So,
okay.
Personal Mount Rushmore.
Or what?
Wrestlers. Sorry, top 4 wrestlers.
Oh my
your favorites.
God, my favorites.
Yeah,
not.
so it'll be this or that as far as my favorites versus Elliot's versus yours. And then,
so none of ours are gonna be the same.
They're not gonna be the same, but the listeners can feel free to chime in on which 4 they would prefer out of our.
So
our
my 4 favorite wrestlers, not who I think are the 4 greatest wrestlers of all time.
Your favorite.
Okay, Undertaker, Sting, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I would go with, honestly, man, Kenny Omega is one of my favorites of all time. I absolutely love Kenny Omega. I'm sorry. He would not be on the Mount Rushmore of greatest of all time, but on my personal level, I love Kenny Omega.
So my 4 faves would probably be The Rock, Sting, Chris Jericho.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
And I'm going to say CM Punk.
Jimmy says Roman. Oh, my God, he would. No wonder why. No wonder why he doesn't call into the show. He's too embarrassed.
Is that Punk, Sting, Jericho, and who else?
Punk, Sting, Jericho, and The Rock.
I don't remember what 4 I said, but you got them written down.
Yeah. You said Omega, Sting, Stone Cold, and Undertaker.
Yeah, definitely take
Ask him tomorrow. It'll be different.
It probably would be. It probably would be. Yeah, ask me when the show's over.
So my 4 would be Sting.
It's
Macho Man.
Ooh, yeah.
The Rock, and Orton. I try to pick one from each era.
Speaking of Orton, man, that's horrible what's happening with him, man. He might not wrestle again. He might be forced into retirement.
Rumors are that they're hoping he's better, and they're going to have a crown jewel match with him and Cena, career versus career.
That was a joke.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just couldn't see it happening.
Honorable mention to Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior was a favorite of mine growing up. But
Speaking of Ultimate Warrior,
what? What? What happened?
The guy acting like Ultimate Warrior running streaking across the golf course.
Took you a week to see that.
Oh well,
it was funny though.
It was hilarious.
Going,
dude, and he was gassed by the time he was like, "Oh God." He must have ran 3 football fields.
Bro, he took off, man. He was gone. He gone.
Yeah. That's it for this or that?
Yeah.
Cool.
So a couple of them in the chat real quick. Jimmy says Triple H, Steve Austin, Ric Flair, Roman Reigns.
Everything but Roman. Okay.
Saint says Austin Taker, Orton, HBK.
Very nice. Very nice.
he said Roman before he was head of the table. I think that was when Roman was at his best.
What?
I mean, the head of the table is when Roman's
at his best right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't
so
put him in.
Jimmy's on drugs. He's smoking.
Stuck on that crack corn. I don't care.
Oh.
So we got Ron the Saint Emerson, and we can call him Jimmy Psycho Ward.
It's Big Jimmy. Big Jimmy Ward.
Slim Jimmy.
Slims. Oh, yeah. Snap into him.
Keep on about the dial.
Come on. Yes. Come on, Jim.
It would involve you having to click, and he ain't going to do that. Do some work. All right.
Cheryl says Stone Cold, Steve Austin, The Rock, Roman as a baby, Bailey as a baby. Who says that's too many? You can't have that many on Mount Rushmore, Cheryl.
There's only 4.
Cheryl.
There's only room for 4.
Dang it, Karen. She's got 6.
Nah, bro.
It's my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Dang it, Cheryl. You tell me where the boat was? You see that curve? Dang it, Cheryl. Sorry. So
that's a good story.
So we'll keep it moving, but funny story. The three of us once worked for T-Mobile all at the same time together on the T-Mobile truck, and we saw this guy pulling a boat one time, and he completely like hit the curb with his boat and everything, and
the boat hit into the back of the truck.
And the boat hit into the back of the truck, and he pulled over, and he gets out, and he says, "Dang it, Cheryl!" You
and he was country too.
He was so mad. "Dang it, Cheryl! You tell me where that Cletus."
That's about right.
Cheryl picked Roman. Is she on the crack corn?
Well, Jimmy, didn't you pick Roman?
Yeah. Well, because we said, "Oh, Jimmy, he's on that crack corn." Then he said, "Oh, Cheryl." Y'all forget Shane. Shane don't remember nothing. God, dog.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm still thinking about the simp.
Gosh. All right, so moving on to in other wrestling news. AEW tomorrow night, January 4th. They're revealing a new set.
Very excited for that because the leaks and the color scheme looked amazing.
Yeah, look,
the renders.
I'm calling a giant LED wall.
That's what the Thunderdome.
Calling exactly what SmackDown and Raw has.
Jimmy, just pick up the phone and call, sir. Or, you had the phone in your hand. Just hit call in. Just click it. Just click it. All right, keep going.
But got a couple things happening on January 4th episode of Dynamite. It's in Seattle, Washington.
Hey, Jimmy, you know what a diamond upside down is?
Oh, gosh.
It's Jimmy. Sorry.
So what we have so far on the card, we've got Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe for the TNT Championship.
That'll be fun.
Did y'all see the promo Sting cut on Rampage?
Yeah. No, I heard it was good.
It was really good.
It was good.
I don't watch Rampage. I'm sorry. Is it live yet?
Some weeks. Do you watch it even if it is live? No.
I would.
Sure don't.
I would if it's announced as a live episode. I'm going to watch it.
It's 10 o'clock. It's past your bedtime.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
One thing, speaking of that, though, recent graphic for Dynamite and Rampage makes it appear as though they're possibly going to do a brand split is what people are hinting at, to where you're going to have Dynamite people and Rampage people and have rosters. Even had the Dynamite with the blue and red and the Rampage with the gold.
I hate wrestling.
Well, I think Rampage will still stay gold. I think it's just going to be blue and red for Dynamite.
You're coming back. You know what that leads to is going to be end up multiple titles.
Well, but what they're also hinting at is
that's a good way to have a Punk on one show and the Elite on the other show.
Well, they're also talking about the possibility of Rampage being live.
See?
For a 2-hour show because of the brand split.
Still on Fridays or Saturdays? Still on Saturdays?
It's on Fridays.
Whatever.
Never been on Saturdays.
Whatever, guys. I'm busy watching SmackDown on Fridays.
That's Battle of the Belts. I watch Saturdays.
I watch SmackDown.
Battle of the Belts is on Fridays now too.
Yep.
I watch SmackDown on
live,
Fridays, and it's horrible. Always, especially the one we went to.
That one was horrible.
It sucked balls.
Do better, AEW. What's on that card?
Dude, I'm trying to find the card. Like, I don't even see it.
Oh, that tells you that's there you go.
So I know
it's gonna be a
first it is gonna be there. I mean, AEW does have a good roster, but the show is gonna be
it's gonna be the one following
minus a few people because they're currently in Japan.
Yep.
For the New Japan show, so that's why the Elite
versus
they're not doing their best of seventh match this week.
Well, also one of the Young Bucks is hurt. That has something to do with it. Hello,
it's work.
It's not work. He's hurt. He's hurt.
You talking about Nick with his ankle or his knee?
Pride's hurt because Punk's got the top two.
Balding Buck. Is that Balding Buck?
Videos on YouTube.
Yeah, that's Balding Buck.
Kudos to Jim Cornette for that one. I do love Jim Cornette. So with that being, knowing that Dynamite Wednesday night is following, Wrestle Kingdom, can Sasha make it back in time?
So I was thinking about that on the way down here. they're in Seattle, so it is just a quick, like if they have a
jet,
jet,
that's
like a private jet.
That's like a 6-hour
flight.
flight.
I mean, Tony's got his
8-hour
flight.
That's a
I
direct
mean, they
flight.
could get there after the show. I mean, they'd have very little downtime, like rest, but any of them could get there to Seattle in time.
Awesome. That's a good sign.
But I don't know. I don't think if she's going to be the mystery partner for Paige, which is next Wednesday, I don't know if they have her show up this week.
They would tease it. They would have a package
and that they could do without her there. They could have already recorded that.
Yep. What else, Elliot? Got to be something else in this card besides that one thing.
MJF is contractually obligated to appear. You got Ricky Starks and Jericho.
That's gonna be good.
That one will be good.
So here's the question for you: does Jericho put over Ricky like he did for Action Andretti? Is that the
will
route,
he or should he?
Is that the route we're going? Is that the route we're going? Because it's a similar path here. That'd be interesting. Jericho goes on this like losing streak to all these young guys.
Side note, you got Axton Ray and Blanco Loco faced Dark Order night.
That's Level X. Level X and Dark Order. They'll get squashed.
But let's see what
Jericho
else we
should
have.
put over Starks.
Oh, we got Tony Nese facing.
Thanks for answering the question.
Yeah.
Tony Nese is facing Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. All right. Go, Brian.
And don't you have
Got a couple more matches. Swerve versus AR Fox.
Yep. Is that on Rampage or is that on
That's on Dynamite.
Dynamite?
Cheryl, you're going to see that when you get...
Don't you also have Kira Hogan and Sky Blue versus Red Velvet and Jade Cargill?
I saw Casey Lennox appearing on the show, one of these shows coming up. Cheryl, you'll get that one.
Well, she's been part of the baddies, I think. No.
Casey Lennox?
There's some
Local indie girl, North Carolina. Cheryl, you'll see that when Rock goes against Roman.
Then you got AEW World Tag Team Championships, the Acclaim versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal with
I've been meaning to ask you.
Potentially with Karen at ringside. We'll see.
This has been the greatest thing in social media in years with the whole Karen Jarrett and Angle setting off everything, and it's awesome. But so what do you think of Jarrett getting so much pub, man, on TV? Now, this goes completely against what I think all of us thought he was going to do. We were going to get.
No, I thought that's what was going to happen.
You thought he was going to get TV time like this?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did. I didn't say I was going to enjoy it.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to those episodes. But, yeah, so what if you put a belt on Jonathan's going to crap. But
this is worse than Brock Lesnar.
I will say that the Acclaim's music video last week about Jarrett and
it's set up. I don't know.
And Jay was hilarious, but it has set off a.
I don't know if that had really anything to do with it, as much as Kurt Angle talking. Like, dude, have you been reading like the stuff Karen's been saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Tori.
And then Barbara Blank or Kelly, whatever real
Barbie.
name. Yeah, Barbie Blank comes out and says, no, that never. I don't know. Like sounds like the local indie scene here in the Carolinas. sounds like
minus the young girls.
Yeah, at least they're all of age. Wow. Sorry. Couldn't hold that one in.
But
supposed to have Adam
update on Hangman.
He's hurt too.
Adam Page. Well, he's been in concussion protocol.
That's right.
But they're playing the angle that he hasn't been cleared yet, but I think we can all see through that he has been cleared, so they're just gonna clear him publicly.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Right hand can't see what right hand can't see what the left hand's doing.
Which you brought up Mercedes / Sasha potentially. Could she appear on this week? I mean, I think she could, but do you think she's AEW bound for sure?
Yes, I do.
Especially after today, because she went on Twitter and pretty much tagged, like in separate tweets, tagged. She's like, thank you, Vince. Thank you, Triple H. Thank you, WWE. Thank you, WWE Universe. Well, she sent out like 20 different tweets, but they were all just thank you and then somebody's name. She thanked Regal. So I think I think that was her farewell to WWE.
Or is she doing that intentionally? Or is she doing that just to make you think she's
doing it intentionally.
Yeah, jackass. Is she doing that? Is she doing that to throw the scent off?
Wait, no, Fatu, Naomi.
Yeah,
she's going to be there.
Yeah, she's already there.
But WWE is also working hand in hand with New Japan too.
So I don't know about hand in hand.
I keep reading that, and I'm like, I wouldn't consider that hand in hand. Like Anderson had an obligation to be there, and when he signed WWE, they had it worked out that he was just going to be able to finish off like what he was advertised for. I don't think that's working hand in hand.
Well, if Kyrie shows up to a Rumble, I mean, that's hand in hand. It could be a favor. That's what could be what that is. It could be a favor, a repayment. Yeah.
I think that's what that is. Hey, let Kyrie get squashed on the Rumble.
Well, WWE, they let Mickey in it, last year?
Yeah, she was in it.
That was nice.
What happened?
She lost, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But she looked good. I mean,
how you doing? Keep it moving.
She had a lot of offense in that match.
Yeah, she was offensive in the match.
No. Mickey James is never offensive.
Sucked.
I like Mickey James. She does that Mick kick.
Hardcore country.
I love that song.
I do that. Yeah, nice song.
There's another big name free agent that just hit free agency.
Yeah. Nick Aldis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
husband of Mickey James.
He is going to go to WWE. Definitely going to WWE. It's pouring down rain here at the Lowdown Popcast.
It started all of a sudden.
Nick Aldis is definitely WWE bound, in my opinion. That's going to be a Royal Rumble entrant. I mean, Royal Rumble's what, next month? No, this month. End of this month.
January.
Have y'all heard
28th?
Yeah.
Have y'all heard the name Jorah Joel?
Who?
Jorah Joel. Okay. He appeared on Dark. That's all I know.
But I like that one graphic you just had with the Workhorsemen.
Workhorsemen.
Our boys.
Workhorsemen and Top Flight face each other on Dark tonight. Oh, that was an amazing match.
It's probably taped.
It's dark.
So it's taped. So stupid. So I can't watch it.
You could watch it.
It causes me physical pain.
Naomi is suspected to return to WWE. The point of her being in Japan is to support Mercedes as she embarks on joining the New Japan /Stardom rosters.
And that makes sense to me, too, because I didn't see Naomi as much as Sasha leaving her husband, where her husband works. So
I don't know.
Speaking of AEW,
I think if she was there, she might already be back.
Speaking of AEW and New Japan, did anyone in the chat watch the Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega presser?
Did you all watch it?
I saw it before you, way before I think you watched it.
I did watch it tonight.
I saw it this morning and was immediately like this. So tonight will be the first New Japan show that I've ever watched, like start to finish. But I watched the promo and was immediately way more interested in the match than I was before. I mean, I'm not the biggest.
Sold.
I'm not the biggest Kenny fan by any means.
I
like Ospreay, but the promo. I mean, I was like, oh, okay, like now I'm invested.
Yeah, it was so good, man. And I think Ospreay cuts a way better promo. I mean, he cut the whole promo, right? Yeah. I think Ospreay.
Omega said like 2 words, and it wasn't even in the mic. It was just
mumbling.
Yeah,
because you can't one up that. Nobody could one. I would love to see a Will Ospreay CM Punk promo, like the promo back and forth.
I might get that chance.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all haven't seen it, I posted the link to it.
Well, that was nice of you, Elliot.
For you guys.
Yeah, no children around. That one. Yeah, no children around. That's
brew.
That wouldn't pass Elliot's have your kids check.com.
No, kids in mind.
Oh,
yep, sure would.
Parents Guide. Do not watch it.
IMDb Parents Guide.
Yeah, the promo sold me on it. I mean, I really have no idea. Like the card's so vast. Like all what was going on the card, I was actually I didn't even know that the Ospreay Kenny match was happening.
I think that's the main event.
Yeah, it's a dual main event. That's the one that's closing.
Okada and Switchblade, right?
It's gonna be a long morning. So for those of you who don't know, it is in Japan.
Yeah.
So
is it where?
Japan. Just in Japan.
Okay, guys.
You said that really weird.
You said that really weird.
It's in Japan. Very nice. It's in Japan.
Thank you very much.
New Japan World Wrestling.
So it doesn't start here until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So here at the Lowdown Popcast, we are going to be
sleepless in Seattle.
Sleepless in Ridgeway.
Yeah. Restless in Ridgeway. There it is.
That's a good one. So the pay-per-view starts.
But AEW is in Seattle, so I may be sleepless by the time we get to Seattle.
That's true.
So you got the pay-per-view really starts at 1:20 in the morning Eastern Standard Time for the pre-show, with the main show starting at 3 a.m. and probably going to get over around 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m.
Just in time to clock in.
Just in time to go to work, Karen.
Dang it, Cheryl. Sorry, Cheryl. I love you.
Oh,
Love you, Billy.
Cheryl's just a Karen name.
I will say that 7. The show being over at
Shane said it, not me.
Elliot thought it.
Nope.
The show being over at 7:30 was better because, like I said, I've never seen a New Japan show, so I knew it was early. But the other day, whenever we were talking about watching it, I was like, okay, well, like Mania started off as 3 or 4 hours, like now it's up to 7. So how long is a New Japan show going to last? So I Googled like typical Wrestle Kingdom length, and it was like 7-8 hours, and I was like, oh my God, please help me. But it was up in 2 days. Yeah, it was multiple days. So I was like, okay, well that makes it a little easier. I was like, I don't know if I could do 7 or 8 hours.
It's so good. And now that we're out of the COVID time frame, hopefully, we should be at a full 65,000 people.
Once Elon releases the Fauci files,
bro, that's gonna be bad. I've been hearing all about that, and what Elon's doing is crazy. So I like Elon though. But anyway,
2022 Man of the Year for some people. I said for some people.
For the right people.
Oh,
get it?
I see what you did there.
Sorry. Cheesy politics joke.
What else we got?
Man, that's it for Dynamite.
Yeah.
I think
Wrestle Kingdom, the butt crack of dawn.
Yeah.
You got SmackDown will be Friday night. Royal Rumble's coming up soon.
Speaking of WWE, before we go into the pay-per-view, another thing that was kind of surprising to me is it looks like I think Ronda Rousey's on her way out.
Yeah, she
Thank
should be.
God.
She should be.
So I can't remember somebody get progressively worse at pro wrestling. Like usually it's progressively better or improved, or you get better in some regard.
She got progressively worse at UFC.
True. But she's gotten bad, man. Like toward her beginning of her run, I was like, okay, she can make these spots look really good because of her experience.
Let's call a spade. Her spots look good because she had 2 of the best, if not the best, women working with her, and that was Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
You take them out of the equation and you put her against...
She's exposed.
You put her against someone who can't carry the match like those 2 women. Yeah, she's highly exposed.
I agree.
Hey, Shanna, go do the work for her.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler's a beast, by the way.
I hope she's out. I'm not...
She's a waste of their money. I don't think she draws.
I'm glad Charlotte's back because Charlotte is a draw, but it was, with her and her title reigns being similar to Flair's, and I hate that she just came back out of nowhere and just got
she's the Brock Lesnar of the women's division.
But other than that, I mean,
interesting thing I saw.
I agree, Billy.
Was the fact that Charlotte Flair has held a title every year since 2014, at least once.
She is her daddy in female form. Shoot, it might be Flair in women form. I don't know.
Let's spit. Welcome.
But yeah, and somebody. So was it Becky? Becky. It came out that Becky said, "I'm not working on Ronda Rousey." That speaks volumes.
That's another thing that kind of pushed Triple H and them to say, "Hey, you know what? We need to get the belt off of Ronda because We got one of our top women who's a face right now saying, I'm not working her.
She's on the level of Charlotte for me, like as far as leadership in that locker room. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even in talent, she might be
I
better.
like Becky better than Charlotte.
So when you have that person, that face of that division, in my opinion, saying that they're not going to work with somebody, you let it happen. You don't make it happen. You adhere to what they want, but also it speaks volumes to what we're saying about Ronda.
Let's go back to the comments for a minute. Let's see. Cheryl says, I want to see a huge Samoa match to see if Roman really is the head of a table.
I said that. You're going to see that with The Rock.
Yep.
That's happening.
Yep. Botch after botch when it comes to Ronda. Yeah. She looks bad. Charlotte's new promo music is fire.
I would have to hear it because I have not heard it.
Dude, it's
pretty sick.
Yeah, it no longer does that
Like Flair.
It's more, think of Flair's music, but hits trap.
Cool. I'm gonna have to hear it.
Yeah, it was. I heard it and I was like, oh,
it's got that Flair drip.
That's exactly what it has, dude. Like no lie,
should be the title.
It has the Flair drip.
I like it,
guys. We're gonna take a quick 30-second break.
Real quick, just to touch on wrestling before we move off. So on Raw this past Monday, they definitely Alexa Bliss, some Uncle Howdy type characters showed up in the crowd, and then
wasn't it Dexter Loomis? It looked like Loomis.
It wasn't Loomis.
Huh? No. I think it might be Grayson Waller.
But there was two different people in the crowd that had masks on, and then they showed the
it wasn't Loomis. The guy didn't have tattoos.
Firefly, and Alexa was like mentally like something was going on, and then she snapped, and then they interviewed her backstage, and she was like, "No, I didn't go off. Like I just showed Bianca, that she needs to be scared of me," type thing. But definitely teasing something there. And then Rollins is potentially hurt. He posted on Twitter today like reclaim, rebuild something. So it may be serious. Which could alter WrestleMania plans, based on what has been reported. God,
because they're going to do Cody and Seth again.
I'm thinking he may have legit hurt. I mean, he was favoring his knee in the match. It could have been. I mean, I thought it was just him selling, but
if it says reclaim and rebuild, that sounds like
redesign, rebuild, reclaim.
All right, that's a ACL.
Oh, that would be a pretty cool saying. Luka Daniels was Luka Daniels in one of the masks. Just as a spot, pretty cool. It's a local indie guy. And speaking of Uncle Howdy, real quick,
it's Bo.
Yeah, it's Bo Dallas. Guys.
Oh yeah. Everybody's saying Vincent.
It's not Vincent.
No.
It's Bo Dallas.
Missing something. All the tattoos. Now, unless it could happen, unless whoever was on the show is not who is going to be playing the character, could be. But
I think that's what happened the first time we saw Uncle Howdy
on the screens, or that first time he showed
on
up
the screens, and the first time he showed up outside of the ring down the ramp.
Or what if it's not the same character? We don't know. It's so mystique.
They have another Uncle
Harper.
Could be the thing. So
did they say it was Howdy?
They said it was Howdy, but it could not be.
Okay, we'll see what they do.
They could just think it was.
Hey, just let Bray be Bray.
I do agree that the first time we saw it may have been somebody like not who they were going to have portray the character, but this last time with the pictures being so clear, I don't think. I mean, they could, but creatively, it doesn't make sense to have them come out where you can easily see who it is, and it not end up being who's going to play.
Well, what gave it away for me was those teeth. It was the teeth. I mean, if you know Bo Dallas's teeth, they're very distinct.
The shape of his mouth and his goatee is
that's what I'm going with.
Guys, we're going to take a quick break just for a quick spot for one of our sponsors, and we'll be back for another part of the Lowdown Popcast. Keep popping. Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Day Soul Coffee Lab out of Birmingham, Alabama. Y'all, I consider myself a coffee connoisseur. I absolutely love coffee. I found what I believe to be the absolute best coffee out there. With Day Soul Coffee Lab, you can be sure to get coffee that's super smooth and always fresh roasted. Some of the best, if not the best coffee you'll ever drink. So swing over to their website, daysoulcoffeelab.co, and use promo code LOWDOWN to get 10% off your order. They even have a subscription option where they'll deliver coffee directly to you every month. So guys, it's a no-brainer. If you're going to drink coffee, you might as well make it great coffee. So head on over there, take advantage of this awesome discount by using promo code LOWDOWN. What is up, guys? We are back with the second half of the Little Podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we've just got some more stuff that we got to hit. One of my favorite segments that we haven't hit yet.
Let's hit it.
It's the
like a piñata.
Guys, this next segment is about IMDb ratings.
Yeah, I gotta recover from last week, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we do a segment that Johnathan heads up where he picks out a movie or two, or 2 or 3 movies, I should say.
Or 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
Whatever you feel like doing.
Love it.
And
Like,
he'll
like LeBron, not 4, not 5, not 6.
yeah. Unless you're talking about rings. But he'll throw out a movie or TV show or series, and basically we talk about what the possible
Sorry, Saint got me Saint got me popping.
First of all, Day Soul Coffee Lab out of Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, really good. Really good coffee.
Chow has entered the chat.
What's up, Chow?
Can Chow write check?
Oh gosh.
That was Yao Ming. It was a joke.
That is because
best friends that anybody could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone can have, and we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other.
I feel like that drop gets longer and longer every time.
yeah. So this right here will take us right into the IMDb ratings, where Shane has to come within
half a point.
Either direction,
up or down. And last week he just
it was last year too. Yeah.
Last year he ended sucking it up. So
my worst one all year.
It was your worst one all year.
So all you listeners, definitely go to IMDb, internetmoviedatabase.com, and search the movie that Johnathan names.
And feel free to ask. Feel free to put a movie in there that you might want us to try and guess on.
Yeah, and then it'll pull up a rating from 0 to 10.
To say the rating, they don't have to do all that work.
Well, if they pull up their own movie, then I can know what it is. But go ahead.
Do what?
And the words of one of my favorite characters of all time. And here we go.
Saint, you're not allowed to be involved. That's
Spider-Man 3.
You just named the most random movie.
It's a 5'2". Okay.
All right. It's a good height.
Let's go. Ready?
I'm
ready. I was actually looking. I was looking for Spider-Man 3 just to see. Elliot said 5'2". I wanted to see how close he was.
I got a question for you.
6'3".
Are you ready?
6'3".
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Awful.
Like a 4.
3.6.
9.5 still got Will.
3.69.
Hey. All right, go ahead.
All right. So we kind of talked about this the other last week. So
if he starts like this, it's going to be bad.
Transporter 1.
Jason Statham. Just give it a whopping guess.
Go ahead. You mouthed it out, but you can say it on air.
Yeah, he hasn't seen it, guys.
Oh, no. So it goes to show you that we script nothing. The Transporter. The first one.
Yes. You really never seen it?
Just like the second one.
You have not. I don't believe you now.
7.8.
I'm going to give it 6-7.
No, not the first one. Was it 3? 3?
Yeah, it's 3.
Third one's my least favorite. First one.
You said you hadn't seen it.
7.8.
6.8.
Okay, well.
Starting off like
hey,
garbage.
Foxy, look at him. 6.4. He looked it up.
What did I say? I said 6'7".
What? You said 7'6".
I didn't say
No,
7.
he said 6. 7.
Foxy, was it 6.5?
6.8.
Oh, he looked it up on IMDb and
still got it wrong.
And subtracted point. He subtracted 0.4, so he was in that.
All right, hold on. Well, so
Real cute, Billy.
Hey,
real cute.
hold on, no, I got a question. So you said you mouthed out that you had never seen it. Then you said that was
Been
your
a long
favorite
time.
one. So what happens in the first one?
I don't know. He transports.
Cocaine.
He transports. Duh.
Here's what I get.
It's the root word. Hey, I was a point off. Name something better. The Sting? It's Sting. What was the bird? What? Bird.
You ate crow. Is that what?
You're real cute.
Oh, crap myself up.
Real cute. Foxy, not looking at the app. That's what he.
Well, I don't know
Cheryl,
if
tell me
I
what
don't
it
know
is.
if you've seen any of these movies.
Uh-oh.
Just say it.
Uh-oh. This ain't going to be good.
Italian Job.
Another Jason Statham movie.
Nope. Mark Wahlberg.
Statham is, isn't it?
Yeah, Statham's definitely in that movie.
But that's more of a Mark Wahlberg.
It is. I mean, Wahlberg's a star, but Statham is in it.
Yeah.
Boy, it's been a while.
6'7" again.
I was going to say 6.3,
A movie.
but no. You're naming horrible movies today, sir, but go ahead.
Well, that was Italian Job is one of my favorite movies.
Okay, well, then it's a 2.2. 6.3.
I said 6'7".
7.0.
Well, I'm close again. I'm closer than one.
Starting off with the bang.
This year sucks already. Oh man.
Next.
And the thing is, I talk about Jason Statham all the time. I like Jason Statham a lot, but he is the same in it. He is the game.
I'm gonna attack this shark, the Meg.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for the
Have
Meg.
you seen the first one? Yes.
Oh, yes, great.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Hey, let's do the Meg.
No, it's not. Next.
We can do Megan.
It's not out yet.
No, it comes out this week.
I'm definitely going to see it.
We'll see.
What do you mean? You're going to wait to see what the rating is before you go see it?
I mean, we'll see if you actually go see it. You said you were going to go see Black Panther.
I'm going to see both,
You
sir.
also-
My kids have been sick.
Allegedly.
Oh, definitely.
Hang on. No, never mind.
Okay. Next movie. Oh, God. Next movie.
The Hunger Games.
Ooh. 7.7. Ooh. 7.7.
Wait. Let's try that again.
Ooh. I hope you
You made
choke.
that same mistake twice.
I hope you choke on your tongue. Yeah, there you go. Choke on it. 7.7.
He thought it was ooh again.
Choke on your own tongue, sir. Can't even breathe over there. He's turning red, passing out. You all right? He's choking on his tongue. 7.7.
Hold on. I'm good.
I would go Hunger Games 7.7.
All right, now I'll just for reference. Now, when you get tomorrow, I want you to tell Asher that you almost just died
Dude, I don't know why I haven't been blacked out or something.
because Asher said that.
Oh.
Asher said that earlier.
Oh no! I laughed too hard.
7.7 for the first Hunger Games. I thought it was really good. Plus, I like what's her name a lot.
Oh, what's her name?
Katniss,
Katniss Everdeen, but
Yeah,
who
she
plays
was
her?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. She was in she's Mystique.
She's Mystique. 7.7.
What say you, Elliot?
8.2.
Ooh, you're close.
7.2.
Ooh.
0.5.
Shane was just
Yes, I'm back,
just in
baby.
there.
I'm back. I'm back, and I'm better than ever. So I was
1 out of 3. Congratulations.
well. You got to do a fourth one now.
Uh,
It better be a good one.
But you're
Jesus.
1 out of 3, dude.
I got to get the
I'm
500.
gonna get 50.
I got to get the 500, bro. No, it might go 1 to 4, and it ain't gonna be good. Depends on the movie. I will save that for next week.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
We're gonna save that for next week.
Oh,
All right,
God.
perfect.
No, we're not. Then it would be scripted.
No, we're gonna cancel.
Let's go
it.
ahead.
We're
Go
gonna
ahead. You've never seen that one either?
Curse of the Black Pearl. I'm gonna say 8. I'm gonna say 8.2.
He's over there choking. It's Johnny Depp. Oh,
I'm gonna say 8.2.
which one is that?
The
It's the first one.
7.
He don't know. He ain't seen any of them.
7.8.
8.1.
There we go. Back to 500, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I care about.
Have you never seen any of the pirate movies?
Sir, I'm telling you, you don't have to call me out on air about, these
I do.
certain opinions you have of me over there.
I do.
I don't call you out for things you haven't seen.
You can.
I don't.
I give you permission.
I won't.
I got tough skin. I can handle
You don't.
It was cold that night.
My dick is bigger than yours. It was cold that night. What?
Brett said, who hasn't seen Pirates?
Okay, Brett.
Oh,
whatever. All thumbs pointing. Why is it thumbs? Why are you pointing with thumbs? I don't get it. Is that an Orange Cassidy thing?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Okay. Whatever.
Well, that
work with a bunch of man-childs.
I almost died.
That segment bombed for the first time.
Didn't bomb. I got to 500.
You didn't even know half the movies.
Sir, it's not my fault. You pick them. That's why we don't script anything, because of this reaction that you get out of it. I'm sorry.
I just don't see how you haven't seen them.
I don't see how you've seen some of the movies you haven't seen.
That's a good point.
Okay, so there we go. Give me an aneurysm.
Well,
I can feel my vein pulsing. And not my main vein, but the one in my head. Not that head. That's it. Ow.
Purple nurple.
Anyhow.
I mean, earlier you did say you were choking on the Di Serrano.
Choke on Di Serrano. Elliot was choking on his tongue.
Dude, I blacked out for real.
I'm pretty sure the tongue was in your esophagus.
But that's it for IMDb.
I agree, Brett.
What do you say?
Stop while you're
Keira Knightley.
Don't know who that is.
Oh yeah. That's the girl.
Wow.
Yes, she is.
I'll have to Google Keira Knightley. I'm sorry, Brett. I don't get it. Y'all making fun of me tonight. I'll Google her just for your viewing pleasure. Hopefully she's somebody I can safely Google image.
Yeah, you should be. Should be good.
No. I know who that is.
Is she really like English? She is. I just didn't know.
That's the girl from Love Actually.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, she's dark haired. Not a fan. Next.
That's it for IMDb stuff. But movie wise,
yeah, I'm ending the segment early.
movie wise, Megan's coming out like you said.
So I'm a little nervous, excited at the same time, right? Megan, the trailers have been really good. They got me intrigued, right? But the trailers to the Mean One got me intrigued too, and I went and saw that, and it was the episode.
How?
Bro, it's an adult adaptation of The Grinch, right? How can you?
But that's what had you intrigued, not the trailer. The trailer did not have you intrigued. The trailer looked, I'm sure, just like the movie.
No, the movie was way worse, sir. I went there.
Well, the trailer was worse,
and I didn't fall asleep.
Mistake number one.
I think you need to see that movie, Johnathan, the Mean One, and let me know your honest opinion on it.
I will at some point.
But Megan, so
I'm not going to the movies to see it.
So Megan looks like a cross between Child's Play, of course, and it reminds me of Orphan. Remember Orphan, with the girl who was actually an adult, but she was killing everybody.
What about Annie? No, not Annabelle. I meant.
I'm thinking it's a hard knock life for us. Wait a minute, a musical?
No, Annabelle.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know if it's Possession.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Brett. iRobot and Child's Play.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So it's demon possessed Billy. Is that confirmed? I don't know if I saw that anywhere. I couldn't tell in the trailer.
No, I think he's saying it's the difference between AI.
Shut up,
spirit.
Brett. It is gonna be good.
I mean, the iRobot and Child's Play has me more intrigued because iRobot may be my second favorite Will Smith movie.
Very good movie. Behind
Bad Boys 2.
Oh,
it's a nominee.
But I think Megan's gonna be.
Did you ever finish Bad Boys 1?
I'm 3/4 of the way through now.
Oh my god,
guys! I've been home with two sick children for literally a month and a half. Literally every day. I'm getting there. Okay, I got to get time in. Literally, ask Johnathan.
What say ye? What say ye, Johnathan?
Johnathan knows I literally had 2 sick kids for a month and a half straight.
So I let
at least one of them.
I let Asher watch some of Robin Hood Men in Tights the other day.
Horrible.
He was dying. Dad, this is hilarious. Can I watch the rest? I'm like, no, you can't.
Well, I was gonna say, where does that rank on kids in what's that called?
No,
Have you seen Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Yes. Jesus.
I have to start asking that every movie we talk about now.
Wait a minute, is that Carrie Elwes? No, maybe I haven't. Carrie Elwes? No. That Carrie Elwes is the other one with Andre the Giant. Princess Bride. No, then I haven't. Guys, have another drink.
Well, guys, there you have it for
Jesus. What else is coming, Johnathan? We got
Avatar came out. I know you've seen it.
I have not. So
What?
Look,
I'm seeing Black Panther tomorrow.
so I was gonna go see Avatar last week, and then we decided not to, and then I was gonna go see it this morning, before my son had to go because he goes back to school tomorrow. And I woke him up. We had set a time. We were gonna go. I woke him up. He was still tired, and then something about sitting through a 3-hour and 20-minute movie, and then coming here and doing the podcast and staying up.
Wrestle Kingdom.
For Wrestle Kingdom, I was like, it just sounds like a lot of
Work.
a lot to do in a day. So we did not go watch it, but I may. He doesn't know this, so if he goes back and listens, this may be a surprise. I'm off Thursday. I may pick him up from school. We may go right after school.
Brett, I love the Dollar Theater. It's one of my.
Is it a dollar theater though?
It was.
It's like a $5 theater.
Like $3.50. I don't know, but I have Regal Unlimited. Brett, I go to see as many movies as I want, as often as I want, and I pay one price, so I'm good. $3. Nope, not paying it. I got Regal Unlimited. We live in higher class.
But Megan comes out. House Party comes out in a week.
House Party's gonna be good. Well,
Plane also comes out in a week. So House Party and Plane come out the same day.
Is that Liam Neeson? No,
that's
the other
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. Where they crash land somewhere. Yeah, that's gonna be typical Gerard Butler. That'd be good. So those are all 3 movies I plan on seeing for sure.
We talked, Brett, you said touch you. We talked about those segments earlier in the show. So
Touch you.
Yeah.
Why is he saying touch you?
Instead of F you.
Oh, that's cute. Just say the real thing, Brett. Call in. Why don't you and say it? You won't do that.
But I did pull up this article. So this is 25 most anticipated movies of 2023.
Okay.
I'm just going to run them down. Megan.
Number 1?
No, this is by when they come out.
Oh, I was like, sir, that's
release
wrong.
date. Megan,
Okay.
Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Yes.
Cocaine Bear,
Definitely.
Creed 3,
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
John Wick 4,
Yep.
I will see it, but I'm not as excited about it as the other ones.
Super Mario Brothers,
I'll see it.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Definitely.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse,
Definitely.
Transformers Rise of the Beast,
Absolutely. The trailer looked amazing, actually.
The Flash,
Yep.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny,
It's the last one. Yeah, I got to see it.
Mission Impossible Part 1, Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I got to go see Mission Impossible 1 first. Sorry. Don't pick.
One, this is like the
7.
9th one.
I know. Don't pick. Don't. I'm just dropping you a clue not to pick that movie for our next episode. All right.
Oppenheimer,
Looks really, really good.
the Barbie movie.
Oppenheimer, that's the one where they're talking about building the
Yeah, Christopher Nolan did it.
That's why it's gonna be
or
good.
the atom bomb, I mean.
Barbie movie?
Barbie.
No.
The Marvels,
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem,
Yes.
No interest.
Equalizer 3,
Yes.
Dune Part 2,
Dune?
I've never seen
Dune.
the first one.
I've never heard of it. Dune.
The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yes.
It's a prequel.
Maybe.
Wonka,
Definitely.
The Color Purple,
Sounds like a remake.
It is.
Okay. I was making sure.
and then there's to be announced dates: Napoleon, Asteroid City, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro. I don't know.
Yeah, they have no release date because they're gonna suck.
Catch up.
Law Abiding Citizens, one of my favorite movies, Saint. With Gerard Butler and
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Very movie.
Yeah, Gerard Butler was twisted, dark, maniacal, genius. And another one of my favorite movies, people don't even they're not familiar with it. Is a Kevin Bacon movie filmed in Colombia. Now I can't think of the name of it. Death Sentence. It was filmed in downtown Columbia. So if you haven't seen that one, Kevin Bacon, Death Sentence.
Speaking of Kevin Bacon, did you watch the Guardians Christmas special after we talked
I have
about
not,
it?
but you said it was funny. It's only 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's short. It's like a
Is he involved?
Special.
Or no, they have a little skit about Kevin Bacon.
Oh no, he's in like a good chunk of the movie because they're trying to find Star-Lord a Christmas gift, so they go to Earth and they basically kidnap Kevin, like the real Kevin Bacon. So he's playing himself. It was hilarious there.
Spoiler alert.
They say that in the trailers. No spoilers.
Yeah, nice try there, Brett. Go ahead.
I forgot what to say.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good slate of movies, and those are just that we know of, right? There's always things that we don't know if they're going to come out. So,
but one movie that just came out recently that we all have watched was Glass Onion.
Yes.
Let's talk about Glass Onion.
Y'all,
here's the thing, guys.
No spoilers. This just came out on Netflix. So
if you haven't watched it yet,
we're not going to spoil it.
Oh,
I don't want to spoil it. There's a lot of
yeah, we don't need to spoil it.
Drew Barrymore's great in this movie.
Look who just joined the show.
Captain
America.
Yep.
What? Wait a minute. Did you say Drew Barrymore? She's not in that movie.
I know. I was just messing.
Oh, he's hiding the spoiler. Yeah. I hate you, Shane. I hate you, Flatliner.
This is a DC show.
But yeah, Glass Onion.
Was I the first one to see it?
No, I was.
You saw it first, so you go ahead.
So I was actually excited to watch it. So it came out movie in the theaters about a month ago for like a short run. But they had announced.
I had no idea.
Wow.
But they had announced because it's a Netflix movie. Like the plan was for it to come on Netflix, but they just released it for like a weekend because of the cast. I think they just wanted to kind of get a little bit out of it. And the reviews were really good. It's not based off of Knives Out. Knives Out was the first one. This is just kind of like in the same genre, like the what's the detective? His real name, like Daniel Craig. He played in the first.
Who made the movie?
He played in the first one as a detective, so it was just more of him kind of continuing his path. But I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, and it was one of those where we had talked last week about somebody commenting about Batista's acting skills, and it was this movie. I think that they made that comment based off of, but watching the movie, you could definitely it was one of the first ones. Like as a wrestling fan, anytime I see him, I think Batista. But watching the movie, I wasn't watching it thinking, "Oh, that's Batista." Like it was just he was just an actor.
Dude,
whereas
he's talented.
Most of the time when I'm watching Cena or The Rock, like I'm thinking about Cena or The Rock the whole time.
Yeah, I've never seen Cena in a movie, so
never seen a movie.
But
get it?
I thoroughly enjoyed the movie.
So
it's definitely worth watching.
I think
all of the acting was great.
Any of you Netflix viewers, hopefully you do, because they have a lot of good original content. I think this is one of their. This is up there with some of their best original content. As far as movies go, what my favorite show is in Netflix, but movie wise, it was incredible and it was so well done. Daniel Craig,
Kate Hudson.
Yeah, Kate Hudson was in it.
Edward Norton.
Who's the girl that played the dual part with the sisters? She was phenomenal.
That is Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe.
Okay, her and Daniel Craig made this movie. They're each of the characters, both individually and collectively. I think Daniel Craig's roles as Bond really helped in this role, helped him thrive. Because it is a mystery. It's a mystery action.
I think we'll need to revisit it in a couple weeks so we can talk about it with spoilers, because I wouldn't want to give it away now. But the Janelle Monáe's character made the movie, because
both of them.
There was reasons the movie was so good, and it was because I thought certain things were going to happen, and it either never happened or something else happened. But it was all from her, her acting and her character.
No, I agree.
So that movie, y'all, is a solid 7.5.
You had
on Shane's scale.
Catherine Hahn, she's in the movie. She's funny.
Plus,
the dark-haired woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she is funny.
Plus, I don't know if
she's a part of Bad Moms.
Yes. That's funny.
She also Shane. Well, I don't know if you have either, but she plays the antagonist in the Scarlet Witch series.
Oh,
WandaVision.
Yeah.
Had Leslie Odom Jr., star of Hamilton.
Yeah, all the actors and actresses in the movie were absolutely phenomenal. They're well done.
If anybody's watched Outer Banks, the Netflix show, Madeline Klein, which she plays the main character from Outer Banks, she also played in this too. She was Batista's.
One thing I didn't realize, and y'all let me know if y'all realized it.
Don't spoil it.
Miles' assistant, Ethan Hawke.
Yes. So Ethan Hawke, there was a lot of little cameos in it. Ethan Hawke was his assistant.
What? Never. I'd have to go back and see the scene.
Hugh Grant was
missed that one too.
Was Blanc's the one that answered the door.
Now I can see it.
There was a lot of little moments where it was just random celebrities.
They put a lot of money in that movie, and it shows. It was incredible. That is probably my movie recommendation personally for anybody. Glass Onion, Knives Out on Netflix.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, very good movie. Very good movie.
Well, Brett, that's even cooler.
But Brett's saying it should have been called Low Country because the show's about the Outer Banks in North Carolina, but they could not film in North Carolina due to something. So they actually filmed down in Hilton Head, Charleston. It's a very good show, though.
Yep. Bathroom Law. So, guys, real quick, gonna come up to this last and final segment, but before we do so, we would like to thank one of our other sponsors really quickly, Revolution Nutrition out of Camden, South Carolina, a place where community comes together and you're able to get energized with herbal teas and protein shakes and all sorts of other stuff. So if you haven't checked out Revolution Nutrition in Camden, head on over there, use the promo code LOWDOWN, get 10% off your order. I promise you.
What? I can tell you 2 people in that room who've gotten hooked on Revolution, Billy and Cheryl. Ever since they came to that Palmetto Championship Wrestling show, they are hooked.
So I got 6 loaded teas today. 6. I bought 6 today.
Wait a minute. Individual? Like 6 cups?
Yes.
First question, you might not see it coming, but why?
Because I have to stay up all night.
Sir, 6. That's 1,200 milligrams of caffeine. Ain't no way you...
Well, can you going to let me finish?
No.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So I bought 1 for this morning. I bought 1 to drink on the way here.
Okay.
And then 1 to drink tonight at some point while I'm watching the show. So that's 3. And then I'll pass on that. But usually when I leave here in the morning, I stop by Revolution to get 1 on my way to work. But I know I'm going to be pressed for time because I'm not going to want to get up if I do go to sleep at all. So I was went ahead and prepared for tomorrow. So I got 1 for tomorrow. They're all in insulated water bottles, so they'll stay cold for 2 days. So I got 1 for tomorrow morning and 1 for tomorrow night while I'm at work because I'm going to have to stay away. So that's 5, and then I got 1 just in case I need an extra.
So why would you just get some energy drinks? Like a 5-hour energy or something?
So Revolution Nutrition is where community and nutrition meet, located in Camden, South Carolina, in the heart of Dusty Bend. Get your protein shakes, iced coffees, energizing herbal teas, aloe refreshers, kid-friendly drinks, and positive vibes. Head on over, use promo code LOWDOWN, get 10% off your order.
Brett, you will get hooked. I'm telling you, you will find yourself having to spend $9 a day every day, but it's worth it.
So real quickly, guys, we're going to go
$8 a day if you use Lowdown discount.
There you have it.
We're going to go into
7. They're normally 8.
A part of the show is called Start Bench Cut, where we are going to go over with the 7-time fantasy football champion who you should start, who you should bench, who you should cut this week.
7 time.
7 time fantasy football champion.
Speaking of 7 time real quick. So I have to give a shout out to the MVP of my fantasy winning week this week. I started Tom Brady. And it did not look good at first. He was not playing good. But
he found Mike Evans.
He found Mike Evans, and he ended up finishing with about 50 points.
Yeah, that was
the highest scoring player on my team.
Mike Evans Oh my gosh, bro.
But it wasn't just Mike. I mean, Mike Evans was catching the touchdowns, but Godwin. I started Godwin too. Godwin had a good week.
All right, so
start all Titans.
All right, well, guys, there you have it.
Thank you for that insight,
guys. This is start, bench, cut, and we're going right now. So real quick, you got your running backs. You got. Oh, that's not where I normally am. Dang it.
Well, while you're trying to find that, last week Shane was swore up and down that we needed to start Justin Jefferson because he was going for the record, and I was like, "Be careful!" And good thing I didn't listen.
Yeah,
he had one catch for 15 yards, completely shut down.
Woo! Way to go, Shane! Hey, man, you wronged me on Kittle one week.
Yeah. Win some, you lose some.
Payback.
All right, so real quick, you got Trevor Lawrence versus Tennessee.
Did you say running backs or quarterbacks?
I'm going quarterbacks.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence versus Tennessee. You got, of course, Josh Allen versus New England. Joe Burrow versus Baltimore.
And who's all going to be not playing? That's something you got to think about, too.
Well, so the Titans-Jaguars game got flexed to Saturday night. It's primetime Saturday night. And the winner of that game goes to the playoffs. The loser's out.
They're playing.
So they're all going to play.
Oh,
I'm starting Burrow.
Oh, of course.
Who's Buffalo play Patriots? I'm worried about Allen just because of everything that happened this week. It happened. Cincinnati was on the field, but it wasn't their teammate. I just worry about. Just mentally, how they're.
Yeah.
Understandably, but you just never know. They could come out on fire. It could be. So I'd probably have to cut Allen, as hard as it would be to say, because he could definitely go off, and they're also playing New England. But so I'd start Burrow, sit Trevor, cut Allen,
and I'm just swapping. I'm just swapping Trevor and Burrow. I'm starting Trevor. I'm benching Burrow.
I hope not.
Starting Trevor, benching Burrow, cutting Allen. I do agree from that standpoint. I can't imagine what that does. Somebody that saw what happened firsthand and was there. I can't imagine where his head will be at.
All right. So running back, we got Austin Eckler versus Denver, Chris McCaffrey versus Arizona, Josh Jacobs versus Kansas City.
Start McCaffrey.
Of course.
Hey, 49ers are playing for the number 1 seed right now.
They are.
And the Cardinals do not look good.
They don't.
Bench Eckler, cut Jacobs.
Man.
Dude. I hope not, Brett. I hope Trevor does not go off against Tennessee. It could happen.
If he's gonna, that's where it's gonna happen.
Luckily, if he does go, I would say normally I definitely don't want him to go off because then I'd have to listen to Elliot for the next week. But Elliot will not be here next week, so
I can call in.
So I'm going with the number 1 running back in my fantasy league, which is Austin Eckler. I'm going with Eckler, sitting McCaffrey, and then Josh Jacobs. Right?
Yeah,
I'm
Benjamin Jacobs.
God, that causes me physical pain to say too. I'm going to cut Jacobs just because I think you can't ever cut McCaffrey, but I'm still going with a hot running back. Yeah, he is number 1 running back in my league. I emphasis on my league. My people do things weird.
All right, so wide receiver, you got Justin Jefferson at Chicago, still trying to set the record.
Thanks for throwing that in there.
You got Jamar Chase at Baltimore, and you have Devontae Adams at Kansas City.
Adams has saved me so much.
Starting Adams. Benching Jefferson. Cutting Chase.
Yeah, exactly. Adams is hot. So we'll see how they close out the season.
Tight end, you got Kelsey at Las Vegas, Kittle at Arizona, Hawkinson at Chicago. Can we just talk about how good Brock Purdy's been playing for a minute?
Absolutely.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Moving on.
Name the tight ends again.
Kelsey, Kittle, Hawkinson. Minnesota's at Chicago. Kittle's at San Francisco's at Arizona, or versus Arizona. Kansas City is at Las Vegas.
So I'm cutting Kittle.
I can't get mad.
Cutting Kittle. Starting Kelsey, benching Hawkinson.
It's so funny because like every time I bench or in my mind I think about somebody benching or cutting Hawkinson, he goes off. That's the weird thing with him. So like
I do think so. Minnesota. I mean, Jefferson didn't do good last week, but I think I said on the podcast that I was worried about him going up against Jair.
Yep.
I'm not as much worried about Chicago, and I think they may try to push him the ball because they're not necessarily playing for the number 1 seed. They're tied record wise. But I think they're out. I think it's just between Dallas, San Francisco, and Philly for the number 1 seed.
Man, what a final week of football.
So I could see him going off, and if he goes off, I don't think Hawkinson does his damage.
I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna say start Kelsey, bench Kittle, cut Hawkinson. That's gonna be.
We didn't say Jamar Chase, Billy.
You did for receivers.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My bad.
So speaking of that final week of football, what happens in the NFC?
Eagles number 1.
Philly takes it.
Jesus, you haven't been seeing how they've been playing? Really? That quick? That's your opinion?
Yeah. Seeing how they've been playing without Hurts. Hurts is supposed to be back.
So, okay, if he does come back, you think he's just?
I know you were enamored by Minshew because he played the Cowboys and they won, but
yeah,
he's not Jalen Hurts.
So,
he's gonna come back from being off weeks and just be able to shred team.
Welcome to the chat, official Gifty. Real quick, I think Phillies take the East or NFC. I think they get the overall number 1 seed. Niners at number 2. I think
the Eagles have completely fallen apart.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Then you're not watching the games.
No, they haven't completely fallen apart. They've been without their starting quarterback for 2 weeks.
Oh, jeez, man! Cowboys were out with this starting quarterback. We were winning. What's the difference?
And then you lost
one game with our backup quarterback.
You lost one game, and you replaced your backup quarterback.
But the other thing is, Philly's still in the position to. I mean, they're still in first place.
All they do is win.
Yeah, so
tie.
They didn't need to play super well the last couple weeks. If you don't have Hurts available and you're in a comfortable position, hey, we can just make it week 18. We played the Giants, we beat them, we're in, we're still good, we're first.
And who do the Eagles close the season with?
The Giants. I just said that.
Okay, the Giants are going to wreck Philadelphia.
No, they won't.
They are going to wreck Philadelphia.
No, they won't.
No,
by 14.
No,
watch.
Negative.
By 14.
Oh, okay, I'll take that.
There you go.
By 14.
By 14.
Giants win by less than 14, or the Eagles win. I get a T.
Giants win by 14.
Okay, yeah, T.
All right, I heard the T bet. Flex.
But
whoa!
Hold on. I want to say something else though, because I said this when McCaffrey got traded to the 49ers, you said that the whole trade was a joke.
Still
he wasn't going to make a difference. And now San Francisco, if Philly loses, San Francisco has a chance to be the number 1 seed, and that is all because of McCaffrey.
Big deal. They're not going to win nothing. Okay, next.
All right, Flex. Because we're running up on time.
We're doing good.
Travis Etienne against Tennessee. Dalvin Cook against Chicago.
Bench.
Nick Chubb against Pittsburgh.
Start Chubb.
Bench and Chubb.
Cut Cook. Or bench Cook. Cut Travis.
He heard Travis Etienne cut. That's a wrap. Yeah, I agree.
Kicker, Brett Maher, Tyler Bass, Jake Elliott.
Start Maher.
Thank you. Finally.
Bench Bass. Cut Elliott.
Can't cut Jake. He's right behind Maher. Got to be in fantasy points, right?
Always cut Elliott.
Defense. 49ers versus Arizona.
Start.
Eagles versus Giants. Cowboys versus Washington.
Start 49ers.
49ers versus who?
Arizona.
Cardinals.
Start 49ers.
Eagles,
Dallas.
Giants, or Dallas, Washington.
All NFC East games. That's the thing with the NFC East. You cannot ever pick.
Bench Dallas, cut Philly.
You're saying the Eagles are going to win. You're cutting the defense?
Yes.
Look.
I mean, I think the Giants will score points.
Okay. You're so oxymoronic. So
I'm
going.
Hold on.
Don't interrupt me, sir. I am speaking. I'm running on 4 minutes and 46 seconds here.
And I got other things that we got.
I'm
other things we need to talk about.
I'm going. Starting Dallas, benching Philly, cutting whoever the third one was.
49ers against Arizona.
Cut them. Final week of the year, cut them.
Maybe that's why you're the 7-time fantasy football champion.
I'm in the third place game, sir. Not my fault. Mine's under postponement.
Place, second loser.
Not my.
If you're not first, you're last.
You can be second, third, fourth. Hell, you can be fifth. All right, go ahead.
Well, that's all we have in regards to start, bench, cut, guys.
So we got 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
I just want to talk about this college football this last week, Friday and Saturday, just Friday and Saturday alone. We didn't get the results we wanted with Carolina and Clemson, but both of those games, the Georgia Ohio State game, the TCU Michigan game, were all fantastic games.
Absolutely.
Like, it was a fantastic 2 days of football.
No, I agree.
Between Friday and Saturday.
Go TCU.
And I do want TCU to beat Georgia.
Yeah. Chris Evans, if you're still in here, suck it.
He is the worst fan of any team I've ever seen ever.
He's not in here.
Yeah, of course he's not. He is the biggest, I don't want to say bandwagon because he's really a Georgia fan. But man, doubting his team so early, so quick.
Dogs.
Go dogs, go dogs, go dogs. Oh. And they're gonna lose. No, they're gonna win.
Wide left.
That was a fun game. That was
now I will say there was a couple of a lot of the calls in both games. Now I don't think they reviewed the Georgia Ohio State targeting thing, and to me that wasn't targeting. He definitely led with his shoulder and he hit him in the shoulder. I think it was a good call. Now the one that happened in the TCU Michigan game,
the first down,
might have should have been targeting.
Or are you talking about the where they were down at the 1 foot line and they put him at the 2 yard line or whatever?
That might have been the first down one.
The one with the first down where he stayed in bounds and he reached across the first down marker. He was out of bounds, but he was in bounds because the line's never ending as long as you're in bounds. That was awesome.
But it's when the ball crosses out of bounds, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
So I think he was out. But no, I'm talking about the targeting call in the TCU Michigan
at the end.
Yeah,
in the game,
that one should have been targeting. But the Ohio State Georgia one, I don't think it was.
I was okay with the call. I would have been okay, probably either way. I was okay with the non-call though. By the definition, yes, it was targeting. However, everything's just so ticky-tacky now. It's hard to let people play.
But there was a lot of, the last week of bowl games definitely lived up to the hype for a lot. Not just our teams. You look at all the games that happened Thursday through Sunday were all, for the most part, pretty close. The Washington beat Texas by 7. Notre Dame won by 7. Maryland beat NC State by 4. Pitt beat UCLA by 2. Ohio beat Wyoming by 3. Alabama kind of beat Kansas.
Speaking of Ohio is not the same as Ohio State.
Chris,
please do not refer to Ohio State as Ohio.
I wanted to correct him so bad, but it was on public forum.
Tulane beat USC by 1.
Yep. I hate USC.
Penn State beat Utah. There was a lot of good games. But predictions for the national championship?
TCU, please.
I want TCU to win. I don't.
It's gonna be another shootout.
Yeah,
it's gonna be another shootout.
I'm gonna say Georgia by 14.
I think Georgia's gonna take it, but I hope and that TCU pulls it out. It would be nice to see.
I want TCU to win, but I'm gonna say Georgia wins by 2 touchdowns.
I think Georgia wins by 20.
Really? All right. I'm going TCU by 3. So
I hope I'm wrong.
Yep.
I don't say that much.
I hope I'm right. I say that a lot.
A lot.
Well, guys, hey, we appreciate your time. It's been fun. As always, be sure to tune in next week. Same time, 9 p.m. As always, I'm Elliot.
And I'm Shane.
And I'm Johnathan.
And this has been the Lowdown Popcast. And as always, keep it popping, guys.